Humans have been flinging things into deep space for 50 years now. From discovering the edges of the solar system to the darkest corners of space, to some mysterious environments that were never expected to exist. One of the most distant spacecraft in the solar system, Voyager is the one that played a vital role in these discoveries. And one of the shocking journeys to interstellar space began with a discovery and a prediction 50 years ago. How did Voyager launch into interstellar space exploration? Where are they now? Stay tuned until the end to be mesmerized by the epic journey of Voyager to space.
Audio Jungle.
The twin Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft are exploring into unknown territory, where nothing from Earth has flown before. They are each much farther away from the Earth and the Sun than Pluto, having traveled for more than 40 years since their last 1977 launches. Which is interesting, right? You might have heard the news in August 2012, Voyager 1 made the historic entry into interstellar space, the region between stars, that is filled with material ejected by the death of nearby stars millions of years ago. That was something we never saw about space. On November 5, 2018, Voyager 2 entered interstellar space, where scientists hope to learn more about this region. Both spacecraft are still sending scientific data about the surroundings via the Deep Space Network, or DSN. The primary mission of these twins was different though. Voyager 1 conducted a close flyby of Titan to discover a body shrouded in smog before continuing to interstellar space. Voyager 1 is the first artificial object to travel into interstellar space. The Voyager 1 spacecraft discovered a thin ring around Jupiter, as well as 2 Jovian moons, Thebe and Métis. Voyager 1 discovered 5 new moons and a new ring, called the G-ring, on Saturn. Meanwhile, Voyager 2 was given the go-ahead to continue to Uranus, where it took detailed photos and observation of its mysterious moons, magnetic field, and rings. Voyager 2 went on to explore Uranus and Neptune, and it is still the only spacecraft to have done so. At Neptune, Voyager 2 discovered 5 moons, 4 rings, and a great dark spot. Have you noticed one thing? The Voyager mission not only changed our understanding of Jupiter, Saturn, and their dozens of moons, but it also gave us our first close-up look at the strange and wondrous planets Uranus and Neptune. Voyager will be remembered as one of the greatest achievements in exploration history. Their main project right now is to figure out where the Sun's influence ends and the influence of other stars begin. Voyager 1 passed through the heliopause. The boundary where the Sun's particles flow no longer has the greatest influence. In 2012, with Voyager 2 following close behind in 2018. They are doing so well in space now. However, both of the Voyagers nearly failed during launch in 1977. One probe refused to communicate with Earth, while the other launched aboard a leaky rocket. On September 5, 1977, the faster-moving Voyager 1 probe was launched from Kennedy Space Center. This launch vehicle went through several stages. Each stage fired after the previous one ran out of fuel and separated, boosting the probe ever closer to Jupiter. But the tanks appeared to be being drained as propellant appeared to be leaking from a fuel line leading to the second stage. This is when all were worried about many questions, like will it have enough fuel left in the tanks? Or will it run out? Fortunately, he said, the Centaur had just enough fuel. It shut down its engines after only 3.5 seconds of thrusting. Talking about Voyager 2, it was the first launch on August 20th, 1977. Liftoff was flawless, but things went crazy in the probe. Voyager was not in control of itself. It was just riding this big rocket and shaking it in such a way that it thought it was failing. The main issue was that Voyager 2's computer was not programmed to handle the rocket's twisting, shaking, and rattling on its way to space. As a result, they lost contact with Voyager 2 for several days. Fortunately, the person who coded Voyager 2 was able to re-establish contact with the probe after several days. and then to patch its software as well as Voyager 1's before launch. They are now in interstellar space, approximately 11 billion miles, 18 billion kilometers from Earth. Voyager 2 may be more useful to scientists than Voyager 1 because its plasma science experiment is still operational, whereas Voyager 1's failed in 1980. This instrument measures the electric current of solar winds to determine their speed, density, temperature, and pressure, with its readings indicating a sharp decrease as it approaches the heliopause. The Voyager probes are unable to use solar power because they are beyond the influence of the sun and must rely on radiothermal generators powered by plutonium fuel plugs. Earlier in 2021, NASA began the process of turning off the heating implements for various instruments aboard the Voyager probes to ration out what plutonium fuel stocks remained. The radiothermal generators are depleting at a rate of 4 watts per year, and they are currently operating at roughly 60% of their original output. At this rate, they will cease to function entirely around 2025, so NASA is determined to squeeze every last bit of interstellar science out of them. However, the Voyager probe's trajectories will draw them further and further away, long after their fuel reserves are depleted. Voyager 1 is expected to arrive at the mysterious Oort cloud, a mysterious bubble of icy debris widely acknowledged as the solar system's edge, in around 300 years. Meanwhile, Voyager 2 will arrive at Sirius, the brightest star in our sky, in about 296,000 years. So it might be 42 years in, but in a way, the Voyager journey is just beginning. Both probes are sending incredible images of the structure of our solar system and interstellar space. The Voyagers are destined, perhaps eternally, to wander the Milky Way. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks and have a good day.